Really, really proud of this team and how we performed today and how we performed Sunday. And really just how we've attacked the last month. Sometimes the wins didn't happen, but we've been a different team the past month, really, and how we've prepared, how we've practiced, just kind of fighting through a lot of adversity. And they've never wavered. They've continued to stay together, and I'm just really proud of them for that, because a lot of teams could have just given up and when we face some of those challenges, but we didn't. And then tonight, just an unbelievable overall performance for our team. I mean, this was a team win. You have 6 people in double figures. We won all 3 of the battles that we had talked about. In terms of, we knew rebounding was going to be a critical number 1 key for when you play Rutgers team. And we out-rebounded them 38-27. And then the offensive boards was what was our main priority, and we beat them in that category, which was huge. Won the paint battle, won the turnover battle. And when we do those things, usually good things happen for us. So, and then our point guards took care of the basketball, and that's huge. 12 between all 3 of them, 12 assists to 0 turnovers. That's pretty remarkable. So, just overall great team win. And now it's just about continuing to build on this and continuing to get better. And we got a really tough Maryland team at their place on Saturday.
Go ahead and raise your hand for questions for the players, and we'll get you a mic.
It's for both of you. What's been clicking offensively the last 2 games to allow you guys to have back-to-back 90-point games?
I definitely think that we're playing together as a team. We're just moving the ball around really well, and so that's kind of led to that for us to click. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Just we're moving the ball really well, and we're taking a great shot instead of a good shot, and I think that's why the last 2 games have been clicking.
Camille, back-to-back really strong games for you. Is there anything for you, like, is it a matchup thing? Are you more comfortable in the starting lineup? It seems like things are starting to really gel for you right now.
I think the biggest thing is just focusing on the team and all of us working together to get a win. I mean, that's the biggest thing that we have to do right now. We face some adversity, losing a lot of games early. So we just got to keep fighting and keep going as a team.
Gretchen, as with the loss of Jada, how does your role either change or get increased a little bit now as we go into Big Ten play?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Jada had such a huge impact on our team, being a 5th year and such a leader, and just the experience she had. But her going down, everyone just has to step up a little bit. And I knew that coming in, but I think just staying poised was my mindset. So.
I guess along those lines, what was important for you to learn from or take from Jada that you maybe picked up that she did early in the season that you can carry into now?
I think with Jada, she never gets too high or too low. Whenever she is, really clicking, or if she is missing shots, she's pretty level-headed. So I saw that with her.
Well, what's been the process as a freshman, kind of getting used to your surroundings, and now obviously, like we talked about, an increased role coming forward?
Yeah, I mean, being a freshman definitely is a process every day, but I think just the people around me have made it so much easier every day to get through it and keep growing every day. So I really just give it to them because they've just been so helpful in my growth process.
What have you seen from Gretchen Camille over the course of the last few months that's going to allow her to step into this role?
I think the biggest thing about Gretchen is she has that poise from such a young age. I know my freshman year, she's fit right in. She's a really talented player, and I've seen her grow a lot from the summer, and I'm just really proud of her.
Camille, this is a 2nd straight game where you just kind of come out offensively with a lot of confidence. Is there something to that, or is there something you felt over maybe the last couple of weeks that has led you to be a little bit more confident offensively?
I mean, I think you always have to be confident when you're playing. Just as an athlete, that's just a given. You have to be confident when you step on the floor.
You and Kendall both hit threes. It's your 2nd game with one. What does that do offensively when both of your bigs can step out and hit those?
Yeah, Kendall's definitely been really consistent with the threes in practice, so that makes it a lot better when we play together, of spreading the floor a little bit more. So, yeah.
Anything else? else?
For both of you, how do you guys think you guys can carry the momentum onto the next couple games?
I definitely think just getting back to work tomorrow. I mean, embrace this win, but tomorrow we start over. We got prepared for a new team. Just keep doing what we're doing, tweak some things, add some things. It's just a process.
Yeah, just keeping the focus in practice and these next 2 days of prep going in, staying together as a team. So.
Coach Green just mentioned the last month of you guys being different. Is there anything you two, for each of you, can pinpoint as to maybe what flipped for you guys that have allowed you to kind of find a little bit of momentum here?
I definitely think just going to practice, watching film, just seeing the things that we need to correct, and really, honing down on those things and really getting that done.
Gretchen, Coach, we've all heard about your scoring coming out of high school. Has there been anything in this first 3 months that has kind of allowed you to feel a little bit more comfortable as we go along here?
Maybe a little bit. Coach Green always just tells me to, have a mindset that I am still in high school and, just play that way. So I think that's helped me a little bit, just remembering what translates, and stuff like that.
How do you keep that mindset? Because obviously it's a whole different structure now in college. So what's important for you to keep that kind of high school scoring mindset now?
I mean, I think just focusing on the details. Everything is different in college, obviously. It's not like I can just play like I did in high school, but remembering, what I can do and staying confident while being poised at the same time.
Anything else for our student athletes? All right.
How's you guys?
Go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll get you a mic for questions for Coach.
Coach, what does something like the first quarter do for the remainder of game, being able to hold Rutgers to only 5 points, having that 18-point lead? How are you able to maintain that energy throughout the rest of the game, or what do you tell your girls to maintain and keep up with?
Yeah, the last 2 games really in particular, we always talk about our starts, but our starts have not been good, in those stretches of when we lost some of those games. And we've been playing from behind a lot. So the last, week and a half in practice, I've changed stuff up and actually done some things where, we'll do a first quarter where we scrimmage and see if we can beat the guys. And we won that. We lost 2 leading into our 2 games prior to that. Then we beat the guys in the first quarter going into Northwestern, and then we beat them yesterday. So just really trying to get them to, believe how important that is. And so playing with the leads, a lot better than having to dig yourself out of holes. And that's what we did for a lot of games. So that was huge. To come out and hold someone to 5 points, I don't care what level you're at, that shows that your defense is really clicking, and the attention to detail and our scout and the execution of that was elite in the first quarter. Now, and then the second quarter, they score 29. So like I told them at halftime, I know we're not going to hold them to 5 points every quarter, but 5 to 29, there's a big gap there. Like I'd take 17 or 18, but not 29. And then we got back to it and we went 20 and 14. So that was really, really good. Our defense has been there. It's been there since the Michigan game. Our defense has been on point. It's just we couldn't put the ball in the basket. And now I just hope to God that we can continue to score 97 a game, and I'll be happy.
I guess, Shauna, just what was your emotional reaction getting the news about Jada, and then what does that mean for you guys moving forward the rest of this year?
We pretty much knew as soon as I walked out on the court, from how it happened, and Autumn knew, and the ref actually told me as I was walking out. She told me, I think it's sis. So it's hard, right? It's a mix of emotions because you're so happy. We had the best game of the season, and we're celebrating, everyone's up. And then I look at Jada, in the locker room, and she's there and she's crying, and it hurts. It's kind of that you're happy, but you just feel for her. And especially a 5th year, it sucks for anyone, but for it to happen a 5th year, this is it. And to go out like that. But the thing about it is who Jada is as a person and where she's at right now. she's going to be able to get through this, and she has all of us here. She has her family, and then she has our family here. And we're going to be there for her, and she's going to be a major part of our team going forward. But obviously, my heart hurts for her. I love her to death, and I'm just so proud of her. You know, to see the growth she's had off the floor is probably the most important thing to me, and her loyalty. You know, when I came here and got this job, she wanted to stay. And then she didn't have to come back for her 5th year, and for her to come back again and again, just her growth, you know, even in the last year has been just remarkable. So we'll continue to, you know, she's obviously part of us, and we'll be here for her. She'll be here for us. And hopefully our kids, I think they're going to have a little bit extra motivation to play for her.
It seems like whether she likes it or not, Gretchen's going to have to at least partially fill that role. Is there a level of confidence with the way that she's been practicing and playing that she can do that?
Yeah, there has been, right? And if you guys have even when Jada was playing, she's playing, you know, she played 10 minutes the last couple games and has gotten just, you know, more minutes, and her practices have been better. And even with Jada, you know, when she was before her injury, I kept saying we got to get Gretchen more minutes. Like every day in practice, I literally say it out loud to myself. I'm like, how can I get her? How can I get her in there? Now, this is not how I wanted to have to get her in there by any means, but I do feel confident in her, and I am confident in her ability. And you saw that tonight. I thought she was very poised. 5 for 8. 11 points, 2 assists, 0 turnovers, and just made really good decisions. So I told you guys, you know, she can score the ball at ease, and you saw, I mean, her shot's beautiful. She shoots that thing, and every time she shoots it, I think it's going in. So I think just the more experience now, she's gonna have to play through some stuff now, and sometimes that's when you can grow, and that's sometimes a hard part about some of these guys, right? As a freshman, you know, and I'm going to play Jada because we've been a little bit more, because I know we've been through stuff together, right? And so Gretchen, you put in. Well, now she has to. So now you had to go through some of the mistakes too. And I mean, I just thought that her game was a really complete game for 23 minutes. She's never played that before.
Typically when you score, you're more sound on defense, but a few times, like down the floor with their inbound, you were caught flat-footed a bit. What was behind that, and what did you guys do to sort of fix that?
Yeah, our defense transition was not good. I mean, in the second quarter, off of made baskets, we get beat down court. So I told them in the timeout, I'm like, they know. I'm like, that's not acceptable. That cannot happen, you know. So I thought we did a little bit better job of it the second half, and they made those adjustments. But a lot of that, you know, a lot of it's just you got to sprint from three-point line to three-point line, and sometimes that's not a time to catch a breather in defense transitions. So we work D-trans every day, multiple times a day. So, and it's kind of, I thought we've been better at it the last few games, and I thought we had a quicker response in this game than we have in others. So we'll continue to work it.
Another about Gretchen. She had a possession at the end of the first half on defense where she forced a shot clock violation. Where's she grown on that side of the floor, and how big was that kind of in the moment for her on defense?
I told her in the locker room, I said, you even played some defense. You even had some good slides down there. But that was with all freshmen, right? And that was my biggest thing with her is, you know, can she defend with that consistency level? I know she can score it. So tonight was good to see her be able to guard some of those guys. And I mean, she was on Petticourt sometime, you know, she guarded, you know, all those guards, and those are some really athletic, good guards. And she was able to make her slides and keep them in front. But that play right in front of her bench, that was really, to me, I was like, okay, that gave me more confidence in her ability. So it was great, and hopefully that'll give her more confidence in her ability to be able to sit down and guard someone.
Seems like it's the second straight game where Camille has at least either done something offensively or touched it, and it's just kind of set her off for that first quarter. Have you found that that's kind of what gets her going early on, is just maybe not even scoring, but just touching the ball?
Yeah, I need to get her the ball in the high post to start every game, because it's happened now the last two, and what it wasn't even like I think it was a broken play, whatever, because it wasn't what we wanted, but she took it and went in, and it gave me confidence. I'm like, oh, this is good. So I know it gives our whole team confidence. But she was huge at Northwestern. She scored her first 4 points. And the thing about Hobby is she's ultra confident. Like, she's not gonna, if she's open, she's shooting. I don't have to tell her twice, and that's great. And I just think now she's more comfortable in what we're doing defensively. She's more comfortable offensively, and she has been for the last couple weeks. And I think you see it coming. And then we decided to make the change because of matchups. Really, at Nebraska, they play 2 bigs, and obviously Rutgers plays 2 bigs. And I think that gives her more confidence, being in that starting lineup. So, and I really like Bryn coming off the bench. I think Bryn's been good, and she's given us a spark off the bench defensively, in everything that she does. So I like this lineup. Obviously Hobby's playing well, and you got her and KB scoring, and both hitting a 3. If they can continue to do that, again, we're going to be hard to guard.
Just given kind of some of the offensive struggles you guys have had, what can scoring 90 back-to-back in the Big Ten do for you guys in the next game or 2 games or whatever it is?
When you score 48 points, 90's like a million. I mean, I don't know if I've ever had a team that only scored 48 points. So it was, when I tell you guys, we were looking at every little thing, like how can we manufacture points? Our staff, we're diving into stuff, but really it was all about getting the ball moving more. I think that's where we kind of got, because we started pressing so much when you're not scoring. And players, I've said this multiple times, it's not that they're like meaning to, take quick shots or contested shots, but they just are trying to make plays, which they should, because that's their job. But the last week or so in practice, we've really emphasized just our ball movement and getting paint touches for kickouts, and just letting the game come to us a little bit more. And I think you see there's not contested shot, there's not bad shots. We're getting almost all rhythm shots out of offense, out of making extra passes. And like Gretch said, we're passing up really good shots for great shots. So I think that's been the key. And yeah, I think, now that we kind of got a little bit of confidence offensively, you're going to have to score at Maryland. You can't score 50 points and beat Maryland. You can't score, really, you got to score 80 plus if you want a chance to beat some of these top teams. So hopefully this just continues. And again, we've talked a lot about confidence, right? And I think confidence is a powerful thing. And right now they have some confidence, and hopefully that'll continue to help us score the ball.
What did you like about the defensive plan, especially in the first half guarding Destiny? I know she had 26, but she only had 7 at half, and it seemed like you guys had a really good plan on her.
I thought we were great. I thought she had 26. A lot of those came late. A lot of those came, but I thought with, from the start, we frustrated her early. And just credit our bigs, KB and Hobby and Bryn on her at times, but they did a really good job of forcing her high and trying to get her out of where she, her spots. That was our whole thing with them. You know that what they want to do with their posts. We got to try to keep their bigs out of their spots, keep them high. I thought we were really, really physical with them. And then we kept their guards out of their spots. And when you do that, you execute game plan. We were sharp on our ball screen coverage. We made adjustments, and we were sharp with that. We were just really locked in and really, really focused, and executed at a high level. So I was really happy with how we handled Adams up until some of those other points. But overall, I thought we did a great job on all their bigs. We held them down.
I know we keep lauding the 96 points, but what I think is even cooler is only 13 3-point attempts tonight. Is there something you've been preaching in that style, or are they just finding easier and more efficient shots?
I think you get more efficient shots when you're moving the ball and playing as a team. And that's what's happening right now. And our guards are getting into the paint, so we're able, the threes we took are all good threes. They're all rhythm threes. But we're getting dump downs. We're getting, pull-ups. We're getting to our spots, which we talk about a lot. Our players getting to where they shoot a high percentage. And it's just the ball movement. I mean, I think that's the biggest difference is we were just taking so many contested shots, and it was one and done. And now, we're just getting much better shots.
Obviously, we talked about Gretchen stepping into a bigger role, but I mean, it seems like there'd maybe be a trickle-down effect in the rotation. Like Shea looked like she played a lot more tonight. What's it look like beyond maybe Gretchen getting more minutes? For you?
Yeah, it's really going to have to be everyone, because you had Jada, then you had Gretchen. Now you're down a guard and down an experienced guard. So even to get Makaira and Jen minutes or a break, so Cam's going to have to play some minutes and more minutes. Shea's going to have to be able to step up, Corey as she continues to progress. But yeah, losing Jada, losing Jada's big. It's a big, it hurts us obviously for multiple reasons. And she was one of our best defenders, and with her length and her knowledge, her experience, I mean, we put her on almost all the best wings. So now Dale's going to have to step up and really step into that lead, because she's our bigger guard that, again, is experienced. Gretchen's going to have to, she's going to have to accelerate quickly on her defensive level because we just don't have a lot of bigger guards like a Jada was. And obviously Jada's ability to shoot the ball and all that, but just her experience is something that, again, it's a big hit for us.
Everybody good?
Thank you, guys.